Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us here today. First and foremost, I want to introduce our partners that make this happen. It doesn't happen by chance. There's a lot of work that goes into it. Boots on the ground. Detectives that obviously can't be up here to be seen. However, to my right, I have our first Deputy District Attorney of Erie County, Mike Keene, Commissioner Joseph Gramaglia from the Buffalo Police Department, Clint Winters, the Supervising Special Agent of FBI Safe Streets, Ryan Haggerty, who's the Assistant District Attorney and Chief of the Narcotics and Intelligence Unit for the Erie County District Attorney's Office, and our Chief of Narcotics and Intelligence, DJ Granville from the Erie County Sheriff's Office. These cases do not happen without all of us working together. And there's so much work that goes into it. And it's about people, our most valuable asset, our staff. And as you see on the table here, we have kilos of cocaine. There's cash. We recovered illegal handguns. And in one of the cases, we're going to put a bolo out for a individual that we consider to be armed and dangerous, and that we hope he gets the message, and through his attorney he turns himself in, but want to get his photo out to you, our partners, and making the community safe. Last year, we had a record high overdose tally. Men and women throughout Erie County, doesn't matter the socioeconomic status, where they live in the county, record highs. So far this year, we've had 371 confirmed or suspected overdose deaths. That's 20% higher than last year. And today's December 1st, I believe. So we're on a record pace, and this is what it's all about. It's about us going after the people peddling this poison out on our streets. And it's a public health issue, and it's an issue that we are going to aggressively go after. I'm going to introduce Michael Keene, our first Deputy District Attorney for Erie County, to go over some of the charges, and then we'll go over the cases individually. Michael?
Thank you, Sheriff. Sheriff, Commissioner Gramaglia, Special Investigator Winters, Chief Granville, and Ryan Haggerty from my office. This is another example of great collaboration between all of our law enforcement partners in Erie County. We have a great working relationship. The first case involving Bernard Brown, who was arrested yesterday, late afternoon, early evening, involves charges of 3 counts of criminal possession of a controlled substance in the first degree, 3 different areas where we recovered cocaine in A1 felony weight amount, and in addition to that, he's been charged with 3 separate counts of criminal possession of controlled substance in the second degree, which are with intent to sell, and then some A misdemeanors for the paraphernalia that was recovered, which shows his intent to sell. Mr. Brown has been arraigned this morning. He's remanded. We will be returning to court in mid-December for potentially running a felony hearing, but the investigation continues with respect to him, but at least for now, he's off the street, and as Sheriff Garcia mentioned, the poison that he was peddling has been removed from the street, and our community is safer as a result. This work is, I think it's important to also mention the detectives that do the hard work, Detective Imiola, Detective Milbrandt, and Detective Hediger, all of whom I think are here in the background, but who do the hard work that's necessary and helps us bring get these criminals off the street and get the drugs and weapons off the street. The second case involves a man by the name of Naeem Tab. He is currently, there's a bolo out for him, and there is a warrant for his arrest. There was a Ruger 7. Hang on, I got to get my old man glasses on here. There's a Ruger 5.7 millimeter pistol with armor-piercing ammunition recovered from what we believe to be his home, and along with a significant amount of methamphetamine and crack cocaine, as well as the fentanyl mentioned by Sheriff Garcia. That fentanyl is A1 felony weight. The And that is the stuff that Sheriff Menson is killing people on the streets of this country, and we are lucky to have been able to recover that and remove that poison from the street. Mr. Tabb is out on, he's got 2 other cases pending with our office, cases on which he's been indicted. One is a gun case for which he's charged with a C felony, a violent felony, criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd degree, and another case involving the possession of a controlled substance, again, fentanyl in that case. Hopefully we can, we've been in touch with his attorney, and hopefully we can get him to turn himself in without anybody getting hurt. But we're in the process of working through that now. But we hope to have him in custody soon and take him off the streets as well. So that's all I have. I turn this over to Chief Gramaglia, or Commissioner Gramaglia. Sorry to demote you.
Thank you. No, that's okay. You know, you look at what's in front of us on the table here, and this comes together by a little bit of luck and a lot of skill. There's a significant amount of skill between the Sheriff's Department detectives, the agents from the FBI, and the detectives from the Buffalo Police Department. They're skilled because they're very dedicated, and they really put their heart and souls into the work that's being done. What you see in front of you is going to save lives. It wasn't but about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago that we put out a bulletin, an awareness because of overdose deaths that were going on, and all those overdose deaths were tied into crack cocaine use. It wasn't heroin for that stretch of the amount of deaths that we had, and clearly it's because of what's being cut into that cocaine. The amount of kilos that you're seeing in front of you is going to save a lot of lives, and that's also going to reduce our violence because the drug trade is going to be slowed for a little bit. So I want to thank all of the investigators, the detectives from these agencies that did this work. They don't get to stand up here and be recognized for the work they do, mainly because of the assignments that they have. We get to stand here and personally thank them. So I thank them for what this is going to do for the city of Buffalo and obviously the greater region as well. So excellent work by all involved. I'll introduce Chief Granville from the Sheriff's Department, Narcotics.
I'll just echo the statements that everybody before me touched on. It's teamwork, it's a collaboration. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cocaine, fentanyl, methamphetamine here in front of you. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. This was a long-term investigation, approximately 8 months it took to kind of nail this thing down. And again, it was teamwork, a lot of surveillance, a lot of time away from our families. A lot of these investigators very dedicated, touching on surveillance. I mean, all kinds were used: electronic surveillance, physical ground surveillance, air surveillance, including our helicopter. Helped out with this investigation, and we're just happy to take these individuals off the street. Mr. Tabb fled a traffic stop on Monday at a high rate of speed, recklessly. That vehicle has since been recovered, so we're not sure of his whereabouts. Just touching on that, he's to be considered armed and dangerous. He is indicted on a gun charge. He also, we believe, this weapon here in front of you, which is a Ruger 5.7. It's an awful gun. It's armor piercing. It's very dangerous to us. He also we found located at his residence. So use caution if you see him, and please let us know.
You want to mention which one of them is employed by the city?
Oh yeah, Mr. Bernard Brown. Is employed by the City of Buffalo DPW department. At no time do we believe that any of his wrongdoing was committed while he was working for the city, and in no way, shape, or form should this reflect all the good workers, men and women with the City of Buffalo. There's just one bad apple that we took off the street, and he was flying under the radar, but not anymore.
So he wasn't dealing or selling or doing things while he was in his DPW?
Our investigation didn't reveal that.
Yeah, go ahead, David.
So this guy you're looking for, I kind of got the impression from one of you that he's previously been charged with some other crimes, and so why is he out? What's going on?
Yeah, he's facing 2 indictments, which I mentioned earlier. One is for criminal possession of a controlled substance, fentanyl, and the other one is a criminal possession of criminal possession of a weapon. And he's out. We are looking into exactly why, But we're almost certainly he posted bail.
Right, so he was previously arrested for
Yeah,
this.
he was arrested, he's been indicted. He has 2 pending felony indictments
Well,
for
do you
those.
know if bail was set on him or no? I mean,
Yeah.
this is just-
Yeah, yes. When he's indicted, he would have been brought into court and arraigned and appeared before a judge, and then that judge has the opportunity to either remand him or set bail.
Well, I know how that works. Do you know what bail was set, or?
Sure. So when he was arraigned on the indictments, we asked for remand, which we would do in any case like this. The judge set bail in the amount of $75,000, and he posted.
You posted that,
Yes.
cash?
Well,
3/4?
He did the 3/4 on a bond or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not short on cash normally.
No,
Yeah.
If I could just touch on that real quick, Michael, and we go back to, the bail reform. There needed to be bail reform somewhat, right? You can't have somebody with a crack pipe sitting in Rikers jail for 6 months awaiting trial because they're indigent. Completely understand that. But here we are with what we consider, well, the Erie County Sheriff's Office considers violent individuals that are selling fentanyl. They're protecting their business with illegal firearms. They're able to pay a bail of $75,000 somehow or other. We have to reform bail reform. The judges are unable. They're handcuffed. They have to follow the rules. As the first deputy district attorney said, they asked for him to be remanded, but you could ask. But however, here's an individual that's being rearrested. Our resources are going back to arresting and investigating the same individual that we had already arrested for violent crimes, possession of fentanyl, a handgun, and so forth. So we need bail reform to just be more common sense, to not hurt those that are indigent, however, to keep violent people behind bars.
And you do consider him armed and dangerous, is that what I heard you say?
I'm sorry, David?
You do consider him armed and dangerous?
Yes,
Or-
as we mentioned, he was in possession. He took off when our detectives attempted to stop him. He was driving recklessly from the area on the east side onto the 33. So at that point, we called it off. There's no need for innocent bystanders, our public, to get hurt. We'll find him. But he was in possession of a firearm and of very dangerous drugs. With that being said, we want to get this photo out so our public could help us. And we want him to turn himself in with his attorney. Eventually we'll find him, but yes, we consider him to be armed and dangerous.
These cases aren't connected, are they, or are they?
They're not. They're 2 separate investigations. Yes, 2 separate investigations. We just wanted to make the public aware of the second investigation because there's somebody outstanding, Maki. We just want to make sure that maybe our public could help out if they see him, or his family members could reach out and say, hey, he needs to turn himself in before anyone gets hurt. But it's something that we're hoping that he just voluntarily comes in. The first investigation, obviously, as Chief Granville said, and with the great teamwork that we have with Commissioner Gramalia and his narcotics and intel people, and Clint Winters with the FBI Safe Streets Task Force that I worked with years and years ago. It's a great team, and with the technology we have now, it's incredible. And I know I always talk about the helicopter, but hey, listen, if you're trying to follow somebody that's already paranoid because they're a business person and they know that the police or somebody else is out there to rob them, and so a helicopter comes in very handy when they're up in the sky. It's not like Goodfellas where they're just right above them, okay? They're way up there, and they really help us.
I'm sorry, can we talk more about this investigation?
Yeah, what are these the fruits of, the brown or the?
It's both, right?
So I
Like-
could,
Yep.
I could kind of just point this stuff out to you guys. This here is all related to the Brown investigation. This here and this cash here is related to the Brown investigation, along with this and the scale.
And as you see, the stamp on it, it says Reina, Queen, and, which tells us the origin is Mexico, and,
So these are all the ill-gotten gains of the Brown investigation?
This here, this gun here is tied to Mr. Tapp.
Oh, okay.
so when you said it should be considered armed and dangerous, I forget if it was David or Maki who said it, obviously, he had this in his possession. So with that being said, yes, armed and dangerous.
And what, is that at the traffic stop, or is
No.
that one of the places that was searched?
That's at the Sage Street address, which is off
Okay.
the Center Street.
Okay. With Mr. Brown, can you tell us, you were talking about the poison, and we know what's going on with the cocaine. Has that already been cut with fentanyl?
No, we don't believe that to have been cut yet. As you can see, it looks like it's wholesale.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think it's been touched yet, but
Okay.
again, the lab will tell us that.
Okay. And-
About 20 grand per kilo, as far as the product, this kilo itself.
A wholesale, we're talking roughly about 200 grand worth of cocaine
So
right
what they
here.
do is they take this, they take fentanyl, which is very inexpensive, but it gives you a very powerful high. You know, it's, obviously more than morphine, not as much as carfenol, but you take this, you stretch it out, you stretch your product out. They don't care that they're making a profit by putting in poison on already a dangerous drug, which is cocaine. In years past, this would be cut with Vita Blend or some other cutting agent. As with heroin, it used to be cut with a laxative. This is now being cut with dangerous drugs.
Is that all cocaine in the big bag?
This is all cocaine right now.
Okay, and you said.
This is
200
all believed to be cocaine. We're still awaiting lab
Still
results.
waiting for the little blue thing, all right. So you said 200 grand wholesale, what's the street value of something like that?
It's way north of that.
$1 million bucks?
No, I mean, we're talking about $500,000.
Okay.
Could you just point out which item on the table belongs to which investigation?
This,
Just once more.
this side of the table, right here, is all the Brown investigation.
Okay.
This is just tied to the TAB investigation. Obviously with the fentanyl, we didn't want to produce that here today. That's in the lab, that's been submitted.
And that's illegal because he didn't have that legally registered on his pistol permit?
The Erie County Sheriff's Office did not issue a pistol permit for that weapon.
This is an illegally possessed handgun.
How important or big was Brown to the, West Review or drug trafficking?
To me, having been in this business for a long time, this is a significant arrest. I believe him to be a top-tier drug dealer in and around Erie County.
How many kilos is this?
This is roughly 8 kilos of cocaine. This is additional cocaine that was recovered at a second residence tied to Mr. Brown, and that's close to another kilo of cocaine.
How did this 8-month-long investigation come about? Were you guys always aware of Brown and what he was doing, and then something tipped you guys off?
These are ladder investigations, as I like to call them. You start at the very bottom and you just work your way up through sources, through surveillance, through anonymous tips, you name it. We're out there doing it. We share information on a daily basis between everybody up here, and it's one thing leads to another. And yesterday, quite frankly, was a perfect storm. It doesn't happen like this very often, and we were lucky enough to have all the equipment and the resources that the sheriff and others gave us, and it just worked out. It was nobody got hurt. Mr. Brown didn't get hurt. We executed multiple search warrants. Nobody at those residences got hurt. There was no dog shot. This was a seamless investigation. It took a lot of personnel to make this work and make it happen, and everybody was on the same page, and it came out nicely in our opinion.
Can you say where the arrest was made?
The arrest was made on Bailey Avenue.
Okay. Like a traffic stop or outside?
More or less a takedown.
And he didn't resist arrest or anything? It was, you have to-
He attempted to take off in a vehicle and you know, through our training and experience, we're able to box them in without any damage to any property, anybody getting hurt, et cetera.
This is Brown we're talking about.
That's correct.
How
So
long
he,
would you say that took from the time you got to him to when he surrendered?
Brown,
Yeah,
can you clarify?
like, when you got to him, did he immediately surrender? Or?
Seconds.
Seconds, okay.
Clearly, this is not just one man doing this, right? He's part of something bigger. Are there more arrests coming?
This is an ongoing investigation, along with the Buffalo Police Department, the DA's office, and our partners at the FBI. This thing is ongoing, and we do expect more arrests.
Former, city employee, when was he last employed? Like,
I can't comment on the status of his employment.
I can comment on his employment.
Is a city employee?
He's, yeah, he works for the Streets Department and Public Works. He is currently suspended with pay or in the process of being suspended with pay. Obviously, that takes some procedures to do that. Ultimately, formal charges will be served on him, and I'm speaking on behalf of the city at this point, that eventually that will lead to a suspension without pay.
And Commissioner, since your department put out that advisory last week about the 4 overdoses in different parts of the city, are you still seeing an increase in overdoses in the last couple of weeks?
For the year, we're obviously, we're up. We had 4 in a 24-hour period. We had 6 in a 6-day period. That has since slowed down a bit. That what really caused us to put that advisory out is the 4 in a 24-hour period. So clearly there was a bad package going around. There was something significant going around. We wanted to get that out, but they ebb and they flow. You're going to get more, and then you're going to get a kind of a break where you don't have as many, and something like this is really going to help with that as well.
I'd just like to say, if we were talking about homicides and we had 371 so far, 20% more than last year, I don't think we give enough attention to the amount of overdoses that occur in this county, and why are they occurring? Because, these drug dealers obviously don't care other than to make a profit, and they're putting fentanyl into already drugs that are dangerous. Now, we had overdoses over the years past, because of heroin, and I remember there were years where people are using horse tranquilizer and everything else, but this is really an epidemic. We're talking about 371 Erie County residents that are dead so far this year with a month to go. And we talk about shootings, and we talk about homicides, and we talk about a lot of other stuff. This is a serious issue that we have in front of us, and that's why we work together, and it doesn't matter at the end who gets the accolades, but the men and women, the boots on the ground people that are doing the work and doing the surveillance, and sometimes you do all this work and you come up empty. So I just want to say congratulations again to the Buffalo Police Department, FBI Safe Streets. We can't do this without the work of the district attorney's office, getting the warrants and everything else. So it's a team effort, and there's no boundaries in Erie County when it comes to drug dealers. Thank you, and we'll take any questions or.
Brown was remanded, right?
Yes,
For now?
he was remanded this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I can just echo the sheriff's last, remarks there. With respect to Mr. Tabb, who is running around right now, after we recovered that gun and a bunch of fentanyl at his home address on Sage. When he was indicted on the fentanyl, which is killing people on the streets of this county and across the country, we had the opportunity to get him locked up and remanded, and the judge didn't do it. And then we indicted him again on a gun case, okay, which is obviously a dangerous instrument, and guns are killing people on the streets of this city and across the state. And again, we asked for him to be remanded. The judge said bail at $75,000. So that's why he's out. Okay, I understand, bail is to make sure that people return to court, but obviously this man doesn't care about coming to court. He fled from the police on Monday. He's selling fentanyl again. He's got it at his house on Sage. He's got a very dangerous weapon with armor-piercing ammunition in it at his house on Sage. He could care less. So when we ask for remand, that's all we can do is ask. At the end of the day, it's up to the judge, and this man should be off the street. But unfortunately, he's not. Hopefully, we can get him back into custody in the next couple of days without anybody getting hurt.
Has Brown been indicted yet, or has he just been remanded?
No, he was just arrested yesterday. just arraigned this morning, so he's not been indicted.
That guy's first name, do you think?
Naeem?
Naeem or
N-A-I-M.
I can read it, I just.
It's
how do you
Naeem,
say
it's
it?
Naeem Tab.
Naeem, okay.
I don't know if who wants to address this, but can you talk about how difficult it is to tie, you talked about the fentanyl being poisonous and it's killing people, but to actually charge them with the homicide part of it is really difficult, isn't it? I know on the federal side that happens more, but can you talk about that?
Sure. They definitely have better statutes in the federal system, and we've partnered with them to. They've had great success in charging and prosecuting successfully individuals selling fentanyl and other drugs like that we know kill people. We've had a little bit of success in the state court, but quite frankly, the feds do. They have a better statute, and when we get the opportunity and we can get them involved, we're better served by having them take those cases. But when we get it really comes down, Maki, to the knowledge. We have to establish the knowledge on the part of the dealer that what they're selling is likely or going to likely kill somebody.
But everyone knows that.
Yeah,
now,
well,
right?
right. But these are, we're trending in the right direction in New York and getting statutes passed that support the exact point that you're making. But we're not totally there yet, and in the meantime, we continue to work closely with our federal partners.